There's a dark, hidden underworld in America that very few people even know exists today. It involves majestic black panthers, sleek, powerful cats that are being stolen, sold, and smuggled illegally. While most think of illegal wildlife trade as something happening far away in distant foreign countries, this story unfolds quietly in the United States, right in our backyards and rural roadways. Despite being protected under federal law, panthers have become highly desirable for collectors and exotic pet owners. The term black panther generally refers to melanistic leopards or jaguars, extremely rare and visually stunning. Because of their rarity and mystique, these cats are considered status symbols on the illegal market. Their pitch-black coats, piercing eyes, and stealthy nature make them irresistible to certain wealthy buyers. It all starts with illegal breeding operations hidden on private ranches, often far from prying eyes. These operations aren't licensed zoos or sanctuaries, they're backyard facilities with little to no regulation. Big cats are bred repeatedly, sometimes under cruel conditions, to produce melanistic offspring through selective pairing. Cubs that appear pure black are the most valuable, fetching tens of thousands of dollars per animal. Handlers sedate these cubs, hide them in containers, and ship them across state lines or borders. The journey is dangerous, dark, and inhumane. Many cubs die from stress, overheating, or lack of food. Those that survive often end up in basements, cages, or luxury compounds as living trophies for owners. But their beauty masks a reality of suffering, fear, and the constant threat of being discovered and seized. Federal law under the Endangered Species Act and Lacey Act prohibits trade in protected wild animals. However, enforcement is extremely difficult because offenders often use fake paperwork or move animals quickly. State laws vary wildly. Some allow ownership with permits, while others ban it entirely without exception. This patchwork system allows traffickers to exploit legal loopholes and confuse officials during inspections or raids. The illegal panther trade has connections to wildlife traffickers operating in South America and Southeast Asia. Smugglers sometimes claim that imported panthers are zoo-bound or part of scientific exchanges to avoid suspicion. But investigations have revealed that many cats were stolen, poached, or bred without proper documentation. These false claims help move endangered animals into private hands with little scrutiny or resistance. In Florida, the endangered Florida panther is also part of this larger problem, though in a different way. While wild panthers are protected, some poachers target them for their hides or to sell as pets. There have been documented cases of Florida panther cubs being removed from the wild illegally and sold. These actions not only harm the population, but also destroy decades of conservation progress and genetic stability. Undercover investigations by wildlife organizations have exposed major networks of exotic animal smugglers operating nationwide. Using online forums, encrypted apps, and private auctions, these traffickers market big cats to wealthy clientele. Photos are shared in secret groups, where buyers can request specific ages, coat colors, or even behaviors. Payment is often made in cash or cryptocurrency, leaving almost no paper trail for law enforcement to follow. Some panthers end up in roadside zoos or private entertainment venues where they're used for photo opportunities. Trainers force them into stressful environments, often using shock collars or starvation to maintain submission. The animals are paraded for paying guests, deprived of space, and subjected to constant noise and handling. Once they grow too large or aggressive, many are discarded, killed, or sold again on the black market. Law enforcement faces massive challenges in prosecuting these crimes, from jurisdiction issues to limited resources. Raids are difficult to coordinate, and smugglers are adept at hiding or moving animals before arrests occur. Even when caught, penalties are often minimal: a fine, short jail sentence, or seizure of the animal. That lack of accountability emboldens offenders, making it a low-risk, high-reward operation for many repeat violators. The psychological impact on these animals is devastating. They experience trauma, isolation, and chronic stress symptoms. Unlike domestic cats, big cats need expansive space, mental stimulation, and the ability to exhibit natural behaviors. In captivity, they often develop neurotic habits like pacing, self-mutilation, and aggression toward caretakers. Without proper rehabilitation, many can never return to a natural environment or recover fully from their abuse. Organizations like the Big Cat Rescue and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service have worked tirelessly to intervene. They rescue panthers from illegal owners, treat injuries, and rehome them in protected sanctuary environments. But sanctuaries are limited, often underfunded, and face growing pressure as more animals need urgent care. Many are forced to turn animals away or maintain waiting lists because demand exceeds available space drastically. Public awareness is growing thanks to documentaries, whistleblower reports, and viral stories involving exotic cats. However, true change requires stronger legislation, tighter enforcement, and a cultural shift in animal ownership. People must realize that big cats are not pets. They're wild creatures deserving respect and proper habitats. When we romanticize exotic animal ownership, we fuel an industry built on exploitation and silent suffering. Education is key. Most people don't realize that buying or sharing big cat content online supports this trade. Every like, comment, or share can unintentionally promote the demand for these animals as personal companions. Influencers who pose with panthers may not show the abuse, trauma, and neglect behind those staged moments. It's crucial to ask what happened to the animal before and after that picture was taken and shared. The true story behind America's illegal panther trade is not just about crime, it's about moral responsibility. We must ask ourselves whether beauty and thrill are worth the destruction of an entire species' future. Panthers belong in the wild, not behind fences, not in garages, and certainly not for our entertainment. And unless we act decisively now, future generations may only know them as images in a forgotten book.